What's going on, everyone? You're back with your boy Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to look at how to add and subtract surds. The best thing about this lesson is that we're using techniques that we learned in Year 7 algebra. Specifically when we were talking about adding and subtracting like terms, the very same principles pop up again in today's lesson, so we're not really learning too much new content, just a little bit of a refresh of some old skills. So what I mean by this is we can't add two things that are not the same or two things that are like. So if I gave you the example, I've got 4 apples plus 3 bananas, you wouldn't tell me that you had 7 apple bananas. That doesn't make any sense. You would just say, oh, I've got 4 apples and 3 bananas. If we were going to write this out algebraically, 4a plus 3b does not equal 7ab. That doesn't make any sense. It's just the same thing repeated again. The same concept applies to our surds, and we're going to see this example here that it's incredibly easy to get these correct, but we do just have to understand the concept before we jump in. The square root of 2 is equal to 1.414 blah blah blah, and it goes on forever. It's a surd, an irrational number. What some students do is they see these two surds in this second example, root 2 plus root 2, and go, boom, root 4, easy as. I added those two numbers together. But I know that the square root of 4 is equal to 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so that must be correct. But I'm saying that root 2 is equal to 1.4. So the answer cannot be 2 because 1.4 plus 1.4 is going to be 2.8. So this does not work. In order to write these correctly, the only thing we need to remember is that multiplication is just repeated addition. So root 2 plus root 2 is just equal to 2 times root 2 because I've got root 2 twice. But we don't like writing those times in, just like in algebra, so the answer is just 2 root 2. Then if I add another root 2, I've got root 2 3 times. So this is just 3 root 2. I guess you can see the pattern here. If I've got one more, it just becomes 4 root 2. These are all 100% correct. So the rule is we can only add or subtract surds if they are like, or they're the same number under the square root sign. Just remembering that the number under the square root does not change, it stays the same, but the number out the front, how many of those things we have, will change. That's the only thing we're going to change when we add and subtract these surds. So if I've got 3 root 5 plus 4 root 5, the root 5s are like, so I can definitely add these two terms together. Remembering that the root is going to stay the same, my answer I already know is going to have a root 5 at the end. The first term I've got 3 root 5s, the second term I've got 4 root 5s, so the answer is just 7 root 5. You add the whole numbers and leave the surd the same. It's exactly the same when we're subtracting. Root 11, so these are both like, my answer is going to have a root 11 straight away. And then I've got 7 minus 2, so the answer out the front is 5. 5 root 11 is full marks. This one here, I've got 8 root 6 minus 6 root 5. And sometimes my students will jump into this really quickly and go, oh, 2 root 1, full marks. But what's really important is that root 6 and root 5 are not like. These are different numbers under that square root sign. That means we can't do anything to them. So the correct answer is legitimately just 8 root 6 minus 6 root 5. That's as simple as you can write this. That is all the work you need to do. So the big takeaways for this lesson is that there are two massive rules. The first one is we can't add or subtract any surds if they're not 100% like, and that's the first thing we've got to look out for. Then when we do add and subtract them, we don't change the number under the root. That's going to be the same. The only thing that changes is the number out the front. We either add or minus that. Thanks so much for watching this lesson, guys, and I'll see you later.